G'day guys, it's Mike from Battlefield Accessories here. Just with a new product release, we have these kind of trendy boxes that are designed for holding cards for Songs of Ice and Fire, the miniatures game. Right, so you see I've got one themed with the lion theme, avoiding copyright. Inside I've got spots for the unit cards. For ours we've put our individual characters here, and then the tactics cards for the individual characters. Down the bottom the actual tactics deck and a spot for your discard pile. Right, so we basically have these boxes with a trendy lid, right, for lions and wolves and flayed men, and we'll have some for the Night's Watch and Free Folk when they become available. The other box we have is this one, which is designed to hold all your general tokens for the game. So if I open it, so you've got a spot for your tokens down the bottom here in your dice. Then you've got a spot for your fortress cards and quick reference cards. Then your siege cards and objectives and secret missions. Right, and so that again comes with a lid. Right, so as you're able to store all of your bits and pieces, so when it comes time for your game, pull this box out and with all your counters in it, one of these with your faction in it. Okay, so if you stand by and watch the remaining video, I'll give you sort of some tips and tricks on how to put these things together. These are going to be available from the Battlefield Accessories store. Okay, see ya. Okay, so this is a quick construction video for the Songs of Ice and Fire card holders which we've made. Now these are designed to hold all the cards for your faction, and here's how to put together. So you get a lid which has a logo, right, you have a base, all of these little push-outs need to be pushed all the way through. Then you've got two sprues of edges. Now I'm just going to break these out, give it a tap's normally the easiest way. I'm going to talk you through what you get in here so as you can work out how it goes together. So you have two of these bits here. Just pushing out those little bits. Now these go in the central frame here and here. And the idea of those teeth is those teeth are going to line up with a piece that goes here and here to provide the separators. So the teeth are on the inside. You've also got two of these, two long sides, right, with no divots or anything in it. They're for the lid, so put them aside. The only bit of this which is a little confusing is you've got two sets of plain ends. Now one of the sets of plain ends is longer than the other. The longer ones are for the lid. Put them aside for now. The two shorter ones are for either end. Right, and then in here, a little bit more careful with those side ones, because you've got these two pieces here which make the sides. Now they're the sides on the internal box. They've got these divots in them so you can reach in and pull cards out. And then you have your internal walls. In terms of the actual construction of this, working on a nice firm surface so you get some resistance back. Just going to take some glue and just bead along the joints. Now my advice when you're building one of these is always do a dry fit first, just so as you worked out where all the pieces go before you start getting glue all over them. The other thing I'm going to do is put a little bead of glue on the ends of the two long pieces. That's just going to help me hold the ends together. Lots of different ways to do this, and if you've watched my other video you'll see that I did it slightly differently. I'm going to push those two bits together and then push the other two sides on it. These ones actually work best if you get a bit of downward pressure on them. Helps you line them up. Right, so they're pretty good. Get the them into position. You're going to put the two end pieces or dividers in. Now the dividers only attach via the centres and the base. They don't have any attachments to the end. And then I can come along and put the ends on. Now this particular kit, all of these pieces are reversible, so you don't really need to worry too much about whether you've got them around the right way. The trick here is just work your way up the model, and you'll see that all those pieces have gone in. Okay, so check it on the back to make sure everything's nice and snug. I'm doing one of the other ones is I put this on the ground and just push down on top of it to make sure it's all good. And the final thing you could do is get some masking tape and wrap it around the two ends, or that end there, each of the corners, just to hold it nice and tight. And then finally get a bit of MDF or an old paintbrush and just run off any excess glue that you've got in those corners. Depending on how much you've got will determine whether it needs to be done. Like, tiny little beads aren't going to make a difference, but if you had huge blobs of glue in there, that's going to affect how nice and neatly your cards sit. Okay, so there's the base, the lid. Okay, there's a printed side and the reverse. I'm going to put all of the legs, arms, sides. And then again, just 2 bits of bead glue onto the two end pieces. Do my construction. Again, starting in one corner and then working my way around the model. Flip the whole thing over, check that they're all nice and firmly in. Right. Now the one final bit here, masking tape around the edge just to hold that in, and make sure I get rid of any bits of glue in those internal corners, because that will cause it not to join properly. Okay, so then what you're going to do on yours is you're going to let it dry. For me, because I'm showing you how it goes, I'm just going to slide it on. I think that way's facing you. Done. Of course I'm not going to leave it like that, because otherwise it'll glue itself together. So leave the two parts to dry, and there you have a terrific card holder complete.